my name is Ivanka from the Art of Service, of course, because you're attending the Managing Across the Lifecycle program, and with me are Tim Malone and Claire Engel. And there's a reason that we're doing this video. It's a little bit different because all your other e-learning programs, you've never had to watch us on video, but there's a reason for that, and it's a very important one. So pay attention. Over to Claire.
I had attended a meeting this week with other ATOs, and we talked about past results for managing across the lifecycle programs. We have really successful pass rates for all our intermediate programs, but we noticed that there was on occasion a little dip in the results for our managing across the lifecycle programs, particularly for those students who've done the other pathway. Sorry.
Capability courses.
Capability programs, for the capability programs and life cycle programs, and done really well, have started to struggle when they got to managing across the life cycle. And that was a shared point throughout all the different ATO organisations as well. So we talked about the reasons why we thought that was, and the result of that was why we decided we needed to do this video for you.
What I wanted to talk about was some of the differences between the capability courses and life cycle courses which people come through on the way to managing across the life cycle, and some of the differences that you can expect to see certainly on the exam. And I think people might get lulled into a false sense of security if they've already passed all of their capability programs, which are very much focused at a more operational or practitioner level for service management, being you are a change manager or you're an incident manager. Very much managing across the life cycle is looking at it from a strategic focus, trying to actually look at interfaces between all different processes and across the V3 framework. And that's something that I think can be easily forgotten if you do rush into the managing across the life cycle program. Specifically, the syllabus is a very important read for you, and it's available as a downloadable PDF file within this e-learning program. And one of the most important sections of this is actually the learning objectives. So I very much recommend you have a read of that after viewing this video. And I'll just mention those learning objectives now. And the specific focus for the program and your exam is going to come from these areas, which is an introduction to IT service management, business and managerial issues, such as looking at different challenges that you might see in implementing service management. There's also managing the planning and implementation of IT service management. So again, things like maybe the methodology and process that you use to implement various processes. The management of strategic change, and a very good read for this is Cotter's 8 Steps of Managing Change as a link for extra curriculum reading. Risk management, which is primarily part of the service strategy volume for this book, but does link across various other sections of the service lifecycle. Understanding organisational challenges, and you'll notice this very much with the exam prep questions that we put throughout the program and your real exam, in that there will be scenarios where an organisation will be having some sort of issue or problem, and your role as a service manager is to address those problems using your service management knowledge. Service assessment, there's a small section that is covered that looks at how do you actually assess the capability of service management processes and the organisational, performance in doing so. And also the last one, which is understanding complementary industry guidance. And this has been a bit of a gotcha for a few people. They're doing an ITIL exam and all of a sudden they start seeing things like Prince2 and CMMI coming up on their exam. And it's something that you have to, I guess if you're a quality service manager, you're going to have good understanding of those other supporting frameworks regardless. But from an exam perspective, it will expect you to know how different frameworks and standards will actually complement what you're doing with ITIL in terms of service management in any type of organisation. So they're the areas that are focused for the Managing Across the Lifecycle exam. It's no longer about just the process activities and how to best utilise them across an organisation. Again, it's about the strategic implementation, management and improvement of those things with extra focus, like I said, on risk management, cultural issues, and even those extra frameworks and standards that can actually assist.
Yeah, because I remember that when I did my exam, that I didn't feel like I was doing an ITIL exam. It felt like I was doing like a management consulting exam.
Yeah, good practices for management.
Yeah, exactly. It was really about as a CIO or as a service manager, how would you overcome this challenge in your organization? And most of the answers had nothing to do at face value with ITIL.
That's
and I was like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, which one do I pick?
Yeah.
So that was, well, that sort of threw me.
Yeah, and for the feedback that we've had from other people going through so far has been similar in any case. And again, potentially they are taking that operational or practitioner viewpoint because they've just recently done a life cycle or a capability program. So it is something very much to take into account with, I think, their study.
Yeah.
Do you see that more with people that have gone through the capability modules, that you've done capability intermediates and then the jump up to managing across the life cycle is a big jump, or is it similar with people who've gone through the life cycle modules?
I think it's going to be similar either way, because even for a life cycle module, it's not looking at someone who's a hands-on manager of a process, but it's still looking at it in a fairly siloed mentality, being strategy, design, transition, operational, CSI. Whereas this one, having those interfaces across any one of those life cycle phases coming up, that can catch people, I guess.
Yeah. I think as well it's really important with the materials that you have for managing across the life cycle. You have your supporting book and the e-learning programs, that you use all of those resources as much as you possibly can to prepare for the exam. And we promise that there is no fluff in any of our course material, and nothing is in there for the sake of bulking out the course. We only use materials that we believe are valuable and beneficial for you. So even things like the additional exercises that are available in the e-learning program, the quizzes, the quizzes that are available in the books, they are all built and designed around our experiences with the syllabus, but more importantly with the exam. So they're there for a reason. We're also aware that it's been a long journey to get to this stage throughout the expert pathway, whether you started in an ITIL version 2 or you started in ITIL version 3. You've built a lot of credits up to this point, a lot of study, a lot of hard work, a lot of time, some financial investment as well. And it's really that you're getting to the end of the pathway, and we understand the need to finish and get that final expert certificate. But it's really important at this stage to really give it the final push, make the time for this final qualification. Don't rush it. Make sure that you give it your best, and you should be absolutely fine for your exam.
Any other hints and tips we can give people?
For their exam, again, remember the different mindset that the exam is expecting you to take into it, to answer it. It can be the difference between a 5-point and a 3-point answer, or a 5-point even and a 0-point answer in some cases. So definitely remember the focus of the syllabus, what's expected at managing across the life cycle, and keep that frame of mind, I guess, in your head when you're actually answering any of the exam questions. The other thing, probably like Claire said, definitely don't rush. I think take the time to look at the extra knowledge and strategic issues that is a level above both life cycle and capability. Don't expect just because you have got good process knowledge that it's going to be enough to see you through managing across the life cycle. It is all those extra areas that I've already mentioned that are in the learning objectives of the syllabus.
Yeah, so give yourself plenty of time with the materials, with the exam preparation questions as well, and that just means that when you're ready to take your exam, you're looking to pass first time. Because rushing through it may mean that you have to retake, and that's obviously not an objective.
Yes. And don't forget to use your community. There's the forum where you can ask all sorts of questions. Use your instructors, stay in touch with them, ask all the questions you need to ask. We're here to help you, because it's in our best interest to make sure that you pass your exam and you get your shiny little pin for the ITIL expert. The last one, ITIL expert certificate. So you're almost there. It's the last hurdle between now and you being an ITIL expert. Don't rush it. Use all the materials and all the help we offer you.
Good luck.
Good luck.